It is dawn, and a new day begins. Across the land, a wake-up call is heard, and in the towns and cities of America, entrepreneurs rise to the call. Time for new developments, new visions, new growth. It is time to move America forward.
Welcome to our series, Moving America Forward. Each week we'll be focusing on America's entrepreneurs as they take us to new roads, new opportunities, new ways to fill the gaps left by today's failing companies. Our series will be looking at that and a lot more. So come with me and watch as the entrepreneurs of our nation move into the future. I'm William Shatner, and you're watching Moving America Forward.
And I'm Doug Llewelyn here in our studios in Los Angeles with our guests who are from a medical clinic in Las Vegas, Nevada, in Henderson, Nevada, known as MyShape Liposculpture Specialists. I'd like you to meet them now. First on my left is Trevor Schmidt. He is a PA. And on Trevor's left is Dr. Anil Patel, who is the medical director. Gentlemen, welcome. Nice to have you with us. First off, Trevor, a little while ago, you had a chance to actually have a conversation with William Shatner. You answered some questions from him. Let's take a moment to look at a brief portion of that conversation. Okay?
Good to have you here. I'm very concerned about health care. The real issue is, how do we keep Americans healthy? And I understand that is one of your goals. So tell me, what are you doing to help us stay healthy? Any new procedures and developments that help people to live more productive lives and in so doing move America forward?
What we do, Mr. Shatner, is solve for people one of the biggest problems they face today: excess fat. And in doing so, give them a younger looking, more healthy and productive life. And that is how we are helping to move America forward.
Trevor, you mentioned to William Shatner that you're helping to solve one of the biggest problems in society today, and that, of course, is excess fat. And there's no question it is a huge problem. How do you do it?
Well, plainly put, we remove excess fat through a well-known technique called liposuction, which we actually remove the excess fat, but what we do is a little bit different.
All right, you call it sculpturing, is that right?
That's right. We use smaller instruments, and we can actually sculpt out and give more defined curves than what you have naturally.
All right, now we all know that it's a cosmetic procedure. I think everybody has certainly heard of liposuction, but let me turn to you, Dr. Patel, and ask you, in addition to cosmetic, does this have a beneficial effect on one's health?
That's a really good question, Doug. You know, most of the people, when they think about liposuction, they normally don't think about, being healthy. But there are a lot of medical conditions that are actually caused by having excess fat cells.
Right.
There is a specific condition called metabolic syndrome, which is defined by multiple definitions, but one of the criteria for diagnosing the metabolic syndrome is having excess central body fat, and if you are diagnosed with that condition, your risk for having cardiovascular disease kind of goes exponentially. To give an example, your risk for having a heart attack, stroke, kind of dramatically increases. So if you have a liposuction and have excess fat removed, you pretty much benefit from, or in a way, you prevent some of the conditions that can actually literally kill you.
So it is very beneficial from the health. All right, let me ask you one other question here. Key question is, what brings patients to you? I mean, you're in Las Vegas, but I understand you have patients come from all over. Is that right?
We have patients that come from all over the country, and there's a number of reasons why. For the big part, we are able to offer our services for about a third of the national average in general. And the reason we're able to do this is because we're a specialty clinic. All we do is liposuction, and in doing so, we've created protocol and ways of doing things that allow us to cut costs, yet still offer a high-end product and a high-end treatment of our patients.
And the other thing is, you were talking about this new procedure, and that is what the new procedure. How do you term it?
Well, it's not necessarily new. We call it liposculpture.
Yeah.
And we use what's called a tumescent technique, which is the key to making this a significantly safer procedure. It also is the key to decreasing the recovery time, and some of our patients can go back to work within 1 to 3 days after the procedure. The technique itself is infusing a mixture of saline, which is salt water, mixed with lidocaine, which is a numbing medication,
right,
and epinephrine, which will constrict the blood vessels and make this so you have very little blood loss during the procedure.
So it's very safe. I know at one point there was some concern, you know, about the safety of liposuction, the technique itself, but it's proven to be very safe now, and it's been kind of perfected.
Well, the main thing now is that we are able to do this while you're awake. In the past, liposuction was done with general anesthesia, where they put you to sleep, and a lot of the risks of surgery have to do with general anesthesia. So now we're able to do it while you're awake.
Well, listen, we have an iPad here, iPod. Let me, actually iPad. Let me turn this on, and we're going to show some pictures. And while I do that, if the camera can kind of come in close on this, I will get you, Trevor, to explain exactly what we're looking at and what you've done. And I know there's a before and after, so let's talk about it.
So you can see here, this is you know, the basic male problem, you know, with the abdomen and love handle. This is our most common areas treated. This gentleman also had his chest treated as well. And you can see on the right side he's much more defined.
Whoops, wait a minute. Okay. On this side?
Yes.
Okay.
And moving on to this
and over
next
here, that's the beginning.
This is the beginning.
Okay. I did that wrong. All right, well, let's see if we can. Wait a minute.
You
what did I do?
made it.
Okay. All right.
So moving on to this next photo, a lot of people are concerned about having loose skin after one of these procedures, and this is just showing definitively that you can have a significant amount of weight and remove a significant amount of fat, and the skin retracts quite nicely. And in general, if you start with tight skin before this procedure, you're going to have tight skin after the procedure.
All right.
And this again is just showing from the back. One of the women's biggest problems is those hips area and those rolls on their back, and you can see that's taken care of quite nicely.
Totally disappeared, gone.
And
I would assume that she was absolutely delighted with the results.
Absolutely.
Most of these patients are. I would certainly think so. Here we go.
And this one, this young lady had a problem. She had a C-section, so you see at the bottom of her belly there, she has a hangover on her belly.
Yeah,
right in there. And then after you take out the fat,
did it again.
after you take out the fat, you can see on the right-hand side that her belly is flat.
Okay.
And this is one of the men's biggest problems here with the love handles. And you see those little bulges on the side right around the waist. And you can see when that gets taken away, it gives you more of that V look that men like.
Yeah.
And this gentleman obviously likes to go outside now since he's got a nice tan.
He's got a great tan, no question about that.
This is just demonstrating the arms. And you can see on the left-hand side the areas that were marked that were the fat was removed, and it's much smaller on the right. For women in general, when you have large arms, it makes you look kind of buff and more masculine, and you take that away and it gives you much more of a feminine look.
This is your facility with a couple of pictures. That's the building of where your office is. And then we have a chin situation. That's a big problem.
This demonstrates a chin, and this is a big problem with a lot of different people. And a lot of times this is just genetics. You can work out, lift weights, diet, exercise, run marathons even, and some people just can't lose this. So this is a big problem, and it can make a big difference.
And there's another picture. Look at it too. Well, these are all very, very effective. They're very convincing that this is it's a procedure that obviously works. And once these cells have been removed, they don't regrow, do they?
That's absolutely true. All the research and studies now are showing that fat does not actually reproduce. The fat cells themselves actually get larger or smaller depending on whether you gain weight.
All right, let me go into the economics with you. I know you said that you attract patients literally from all over the country who feel it's worth flying into Nevada to have this done. Why is that? Why are you doing that and making this so economically advantageous for them?
Well, since we have been able to streamline our procedures and we are able to do all these things at a more cost-effective method, and so in doing so we're passing on the savings to the patients. And our model is to make it cheap enough so it makes sense for people to fly across the country to have their treatment in Las Vegas as opposed to going to the doctor down the street.
Can you give me an example of what one of these procedures might cost somebody?
We've had numerous patients come in from the East Coast, and they're stating that the procedures are costing $6,000, $7,000, and we'll quote them at $3,000 or $4,000. So you literally save thousands of dollars.
You can do various sections of the body at the same time in the same session, is that right?
Yeah, in fact, our limitation is not necessarily the areas treated, but more so the amount of medication that we use during the procedure. And that just depends on your weight and its calculations with the medication.
But normally, what's the recovery rate for a procedure like this? How long are people out of whack, so to speak?
Well, that's the great thing about this procedure is you're really only down for 1 to 3 days, and it just depends on how many areas you have treated and how well you heal, and also your tolerance of pain. You're going to be sore after this procedure, but we want you up walking around, and we want you, getting back to your normal activities as quick as possible.
Well, it sounds absolutely fantastic, and again, it's possible for somebody to have this procedure done and then 2 days later be back at work.
Absolutely.
Right? Depending on what procedure they had done. Yeah. Well, listen, thank you very much. It's something I'm sure that's attracting the attention of an awful lot of people. As we know, it's one of the biggest cosmetic procedures performed in the country today, right. And obviously you've perfected it very, very well indeed. Thank you so much for visiting us.
Thanks for having us.
I'm William Shatner, and you're watching Moving America Forward.
This organization represents companies across our great nation that embody the spirit, dedication, know-how, and can-do attitude which has made America the great nation it is today. And now let's present the Keeping America Strong Award.
Now it's my honor to present this prestigious award to Trevor Schmidt and to Dr. Anil Patel of the MyShape Liposculpture Specialists of Henderson, Nevada, for the outstanding work that their clinic is doing to help keep America moving forward. Trevor, let me hand this to you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. This is quite an honor, and we really appreciate this. The one person that's made this all possible is my wife. She's supported me throughout this entire thing, and I wanted to say thank you to her. Our staff has been great and allowed us to do the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, and Dr. Patel has been there throughout.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations once again. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
That's it for another edition of Moving America Forward. I'm Bert Tenzer. Join us again as we continue to bring you the entrepreneurs who move America forward.
I'm William Shatner, and for all of us at Moving America Forward, thanks for watching.